So we are live now. And guys, today I bring to you someone I really look up to. Someone who has changed the lives of millions of people in India. And when I'm saying it, it is 100% correct. This person has actually changed the definition of real education. He has brought those thought leaders who you ever have even watched them only on the YouTubes or only when you can go to their country and you can have their sessions. And this person really made the education so affordable. And that's none other than Surendran Jack Shankran. So I am so humbled today with your presence. I would like to give you a little bit brief about this man because you will just go with deep respect and gratitude for him. So who would have thought just few years back, a person who had three broken business would land up becoming hope for a lot of entrepreneurs and will bring those lessons which we never got in any school, any university, and any education system. Perhaps if we ever had change maker like him in our education industry, India would have been a golden land again, what we were known for. So this man has brought so many thought leaders, so many great mentors, great teachers, and he himself is such a great teacher himself. The kind of value he brings. If you ever have had a chance to be on Success Gyan event, you would know what I'm talking about. You would know the quality of delivery you have ever got. You would have known just in one day seminar how your life would have got changed. And that's none other than Surendran sir. Surendran sir, we are very thankful. I'm feeling so blessed to have you today on my show because Inspiring Lives is all about finding the real inspiration, bring them forward so our youth can get a real inspiration for their life. The life lessons which I've learned from you, the teachings, the ground level, the humbleness, the kind of value you bring to people. You're always having a mission to empower others. And that's how perhaps you have been growing so well. Now you are a serial entrepreneur. More than that, the one thing which I've always seen, you are trying to give back to society. And that's the number one mission which I've seen you living by. A lot of people, when they are in this industry, they feel that money minting is something that they look forward from through the events. But anytime I've been part of Success Gyan, I'm a student, a lifelong student of Success Gyan. Anytime I have a chance to go to Success Gyan, I've got like abundance of learning, which are palatable nugget size, which can be implemented in my life and has really shaped the person who I am today. So thanks for making me the kind of teacher I am today. Thank you for enlightening a lot of entrepreneurs who did not have hope before. Now they know where they have to go. In fact, the big universities, which are like the brand universities in India, they could not do the things which you have made us learn. So we are very thankful, and I feel in gratitude to have you and host you today on this show.
First of all, thank you, Priyanka. That was a very long introduction. I think we have a short time and I really want to dive in very fast. First and foremost, thank you very much. I remember meeting you in a Success Gyan seminar and I think I gave you a book, autograph book also. And it's so good to see what you're doing. Inspiring Life is a great initiative you've done where you're really getting inspiration stories to get back to people. So well done. Keep doing your good work and very happy to be in your show. And let's inspire people together.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, so I've got the hub of inspiration, the institution himself, and you are all going to love him because that's the kind of crushing amount of respect you will earn for this man. The moment you see him speaking with so much authenticity and the values which he has brought to all of our lives. He set an example of a real leader, and I always feel a crushing amount of deep level of gratitude for this man. So, sir, thank you so much. I would, want our viewers to really understand the journey, the beginning of the journey of Success Gyan. So I'll just start with my Q&A, and thank you for your precious time investment. So you had faced the toughest tide of your life with three broken business. And then in one classroom where you were yourself attending a seminar, something changed. And that's how perhaps the Success Gyan, the whole idea was conceived. So please share the journey of your transformation. What was that which you thought to bring value to people?
Okay, that's three questions put into one. So I'm going to try to do the short answer. Okay, I need to give a little background for you to understand where this comes from. I'm from a very poor background. I would say very humble background. And my father used to work in a company. Life was going on. I was a pretty decent student. And when I was in my sixth standard, I have to tell you my childhood to understand the reason. When I was in my sixth standard, my father had a paralytic stroke. And from that day, he couldn't work. He was at home. And my mom used to take loans and run the family. And I had a dream to study in IIT Madras. I'm from Chennai. So that was my childhood dream. I was a pretty decent student. But because my father had a paralytic stroke, financially we were going down. Luckily, my school gave a scholarship. Had they not given me a scholarship, I would have a dropout at 6th standard. So luckily, the school gave scholarship. So I did 10th standard. And from 10th standard, for me to do IIT, I had to do 11th and 12th. But because financially we were down, I looked around and said, what can I do to work from the age of 18? And somebody said I can do a 3-year diploma. So I went and took a 3-year diploma form and applied for it. My father, mother were totally against it, saying that we'll take loans. We want you to do IIT Madras. Why don't you do it? But I fought against my family, did a diploma, 3rd-year diploma, the first tragedy struck. My father died after a prolonged illness. Okay, so that my age was 17. We had 24 lakhs as loan. The day my father died, I was in my polytechnic, and my uncle called. I went there. When I saw his dead body, I didn't cry. But they took me to the next room and showed my mother. When I saw her, I broke down. Because in my head, I was thinking, this lady is 37 years old. She's got 2 children and 24 lakhs as loans, and she's never seen happiness. And I made a decision that day that come what may, I will do whatever it takes, but I'll ensure that my mother lives like a queen. So that was my big why in life. I always tell people, for you to be successful, please find why. If you don't find your why, you can never be successful. So that's how I started. My first job was in Delhi, your city, and I used to get a salary of 3,400 rupees. I used to work in Nehru Place. Forget that. So I used to do that. I'm a forced entrepreneur because my salary was not sufficient to pay the interest of my loan. So I was saying, what should I do? So that's how I started doing business. I made some business, I lost some business, I learned from a lot. And in my worst low, one of my friends pushed me to a 1-day seminar of Brian Tracy, which happened on March 5th, 2006 in Chennai. Okay, I'll never forget that date because that date changed my life. So like you come to my seminar, I was a participant in that seminar, somewhere seated in the middle, and something Brian Tracy changed my life. Something he said was like a one-to-one he did for me. And that really opened everything. That night I couldn't sleep, and I know what I had to fix. I know where I was going wrong. And I made a decision that night. When I make lots of money, I'm going to bring Brian Tracy to Chennai and do a seminar for my friends and family. So that's a decision I took that night itself. So from then on, I applied what Brian taught me. My business started improving. Then I started looking for this information. These trainers were not coming to India. So I went to Singapore. I learned from a guy called Joe Girard, T. Harv Eker, Secrets of Millionaire Man. I learned from him. I met all these teachers. Every time I learned something, I came back, implemented, my life started improving. So I understood a very simple formula. To become successful in every area of your life, invest in yourself and you can become successful. So that's how it started. And November 2011, I went back to my dream and I said, I want to bring Brian Tracy. Success Gyan was started only for one reason, to bring Brian Tracy to Chennai, do a seminar for my friends and family. That's it. Feb 2012, we did the first seminar. 400 of my friends and family came in. They loved it and they told me to bring more seminars. So every 90 days, I started doing a seminar. That's how Success Gyan actually started. To answer your question.
The quite a good journey of success gap conception, and now it is changing lives of millions. So you have trend setted it. You have actually set the trending part of education system, the self-education. And we are so thankful for that day, in March 2006, when you went and when you met Mr. Brian Tracy, and he's a great teacher, deep respect for him. And I know you also have a book there. So that's how you have brought a lot of transformation. And trust me, I being a mother myself, I have teenage boy, and I have brought my child to your center to the Success Gyan seminar, in spite of the fact that he had his exam. But I said, no, this is what the life lesson you're going to learn. It was NAC, it was National Achievement Conference.
Priyanka, I want to tell you something here. Okay, for all the people who are watching this, people should know the difference between schooling and real education. Okay, your school and university, the education system which we follow right now, was done by the British system, where it helps you to get a job. That's it. Because your school, university doesn't teach you how to handle money, doesn't teach you how to handle failures, it doesn't teach you about relationships. Things all which you need in the real world is not taught in school and university. It just helps you to get a job. So most people think once they finish degree or a PG, they get a job, the education is over. No, the real education starts after that, because that is what you need to become successful. So in Success Gyan, we actually bring real education which you need in today's world to become really successful in every area of your life. So there's a difference between schooling and education.
True, sir. 100% true. And I couldn't agree more. I've seen being PhD myself, the amount of transformation I got was in Success Gyan. It was first in Success Resource while I was working with the Embassy of Sweden. I had like our company used to send people for Success Resource in Singapore and Malaysia, those countries. But when it happened that I got that same platform in my own country, I started being the continued customer for Success Gyan, and I would call it a lifelong learner rather. Anytime you go, you always have people who are so inspiring, and they have so much stories that moves you away. And not to forget, I have a deep level of respect and gratitude for this, for your mission. All right, sir. Tell me one thing. I've seen you to be one of the greatest contributors. Give back to society. And I know you also have an NGO where you have picked up the students, like roughly 900 students. Where, if I'm not mistaken, the name that's the society, okay, Matram Foundation, where you have picked up 900 students. What drives you to give back to society, especially for education? What is that a deep level of connection you have?
Priyanka, I believe that for somebody from a humble background, if you can give them education, that will change the whole lifeline of the whole family. So I truly believe that. So when Matram is a foundation run by a friend of mine called Sujit and his friends, and they've been doing for a few years. And I always believe if we can really give education, it will change the whole mind game. And for me, I couldn't do a degree. If you remember, I told you I'm working from the age of 18. Though I wanted to do IIT Madras, so for me it was like I wanted to study, but I couldn't study because of money. And I felt that should not be a problem for any children not to study. So that is why I identified this organization called Matram, which actually means transformation in Tamil. That's what it means, Matram. And they really handpick kids and take care of complete higher education. When I say higher education, the fees, hostel, everything is taken care. And it is only given for normally an orphan girl kid or a single parent with a girl. So that's what they've identified. And last week, we just crossed 1,000 children. So 1,000 children, higher education, completely taken free of cost by Matram. And I take care of the complete running cost of Matram. Success Gyan takes care of that. The reason being, as I told you, if you educate one child in that family, for generations, the life will change. So that's how we started. And to answer your question, I always believe for everyone, they should have a purpose bigger than them. That's the reason why they should wake up. See, yeah, you need to make money to become successful. But if you have lots of money, you can't drive 10 cars at the same time, correct? You can't sleep at the 10 beds at the same time, correct? So what are you going to do? So you always have a mission bigger than you. And giving is the new receiving. If people understand that, life is sorted. And I truly believe this planet is designed in such a way that everyone can have everything. Everyone can have everything. So I think it's our duty to go out and help people in a small way. We can do. Some people who can't give money can give time. That is also help. So I think all of us should do that.
So that's what I've even learned from the great mentors who come in your stage. Perhaps they have the same common alignment like you. They also tell you that you know what, you have to have your money for the growth, you have to have your money for self-education, then you have to have your money for giving, for adding value and contribution. And you've been a kind of person who really takes me that kind of feeling like, wow, what a transformation we are having. And perhaps when I was growing up, we had people like you, leaders like you, the entire education system for a country would have been on a different level altogether. And I'm so proud that MSME India is also recognizing the efforts of Success Gyan, and that's how it has to be. We have a lot of education mafia, we will call it, like school mafia and all, but this is the real education which I really use this platform, that everyone, whosoever you be, whether you are a school student or a homemaker or you're an entrepreneur, if you have never tried Success Gyan, do try. Your life is sure going to change. And this is guaranteed. I'm telling you, on a channel which actually means everything. That's how the transformation has brought into millions of lives. And not to forget this thing. And the man behind this is Surendran sir. So much admiring person. So please share, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and we all understand, what entrepreneurs have as in common. They don't have any someone in their life who just picks them up. So we have now a couple of like good institutions, the BNIs, and we can go and share the ideas and all. But still, entrepreneurs do not find inspiration within themselves. They are the own showmaker. They are the own show operator, so they are employed, they are everyone, all right, and there is no hope of inspiration. And obviously in business we have seen there are ups and downs. You have also gone through the same stage. What is your advice to the entrepreneur, edupreneur who are there in the industry? What do you think is the best things to implement in their life which can really leverage them in a long run?
Okay, Priyanka, one of the core principles which I believe India is a land of job creators and not job seekers. I truly believe that. We are a land of entrepreneurs. If you see 350, 400 years before, everybody was a businessman. We used to barter things and so on. That's what we are. So first, I believe in that. Second, I believe, I wouldn't call it ups and downs. Every business goes through challenges. That's how it's designed. Because there's no man who's got a straight line of success. There's no man. Nobody's ever done that. Okay, if you do something, either you be successful or you learn from it. So as you said in the starting, all of us are lifelong learners, LLL. That's why we are successful, correct? And the formula which I tell to all business people, remember 4F. Fail fast, fail forward. There's no other shortcut. There's no other way it can be done. Okay, fail fast, fail forward, which means every time you fail, you learn from it and you move forward. You move forward. That's how business are created. If you take Success Gyan, before Success Gyan, have people tried this business? I know 35, 40 people have tried and burned their fingers and stopped. I knew it was a very tough model to do, but my mission was very clear: to bring the world's best education at affordable prices. Second, to bring the world's best to India, take India's best to the world, and to make India a land of job creators. I was very clear. These are three things why we stood by. Okay, and did we have challenges? Yes, but I want to tell you one of my favorite quotes, which is my personal quote: "Wisdom is the knowledge that every challenge is an opportunity." Let me repeat. Wisdom is the knowledge that every challenge is an opportunity. What do I mean by that? Which means when challenge comes, it's actually an opportunity for you to grow. COVID-19 for most people has disrupted everything. But if you're somebody who understands it and you know how to respond, that can be your biggest opportunity, because things are changing so fast. So that's why I tell business owners, fail fast, fail forward, adapt to change. Today, adaptability quotient is very, very, very important. How fast can you adapt to change? Very, very important. And you build things to adapt, not build things to last. No more it's built to last, because it's changing very, very fast. So all entrepreneurs, I always say, fail fast, fail forward. Remember that you need to learn every single day because things are changing. Be ready to adapt. As long as you're investing in your self-education, there are always teachers out there who can tell you how you can be successful. Like if you take Rajiv, one of the trainers we have, he always says that for every business, you can have a magnetic marketing strategy where your customer can come to you. For every business. Okay. For that, let me explain what is a business. A business is a product or service you do to deliver a customer's need, correct? No matter what it is, a product or service to deliver a customer's need. If you're solving a customer's need, should the customer come to you or you should go to the customer? The customer should come to you, correct? But doesn't happen in the real world, because hundreds of people are fighting for the same customer. What if you create a magnetic marketing strategy where the customer says, this guy is the best guy I want to go for, and he comes to you? And you can create a magnetic marketing strategy for any business, any product or service. For that, you need to learn. You need to learn from people who can teach you how to do it. So the key is invest in your education, fail fast, fail forward, adapt to change, do all these things. No matter what is your product or service, you can become super successful, because India has got 140 crore people who are buying, correct? India's got the biggest middle class, which is buying. So any product or service, people are going to buy anyway. If not your products, your competitors' products. So please learn, please grow. And this is the best country to be in the rest of the world, because ours is a consumer market and buying and selling. So if you're an entrepreneur, you should get excited. It is okay to fail, because that's the only way you learn. It's okay. So that's all. Just have this attitude, invest in your education. I think we're pretty much on track.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That's very deep, and that's how makes you stand out, perhaps. If you're a continuous learner and if you're learning from your own mistakes, that's how you stand out. That's how you stand loud, rather, and that's how you create your branding, obviously. Because when I was there in one of your seminar, I learned that there are so many business which takes place, but in within a span of 3 years, they die. Within a span of few months they die. Some would die at this age, some would die at that age, and there would be only hardly few business which will left out, which will create their branding. So obviously the entrepreneur mindset has something to be a lifelong learner. Thank you so much, and I'm not going to forget this 4F. That was very very good. Okay, so we have seen you always to live a life of high thinking, still being very very humble. What keeps you grounded at this level? When you have already created such a big brand for this education industry and people really look up to you, I always see you being so humble, so grounded, meeting with everyone with the same level of deep level of respect and love, irrespective of the status, the financial, credibility that person is having. I've seen you to be very very welcoming. What makes you grounded throughout? Like, doesn't that air comes in your head sometime? Hey, I've got, like, I'm someone, a star. So thalaiva. But I've seen you being so humble. What keeps you grounded? Please share those recipe with us, because it's so difficult to handle success for a lot of people. It gets on the air. Their head gets into the cloud. And but I've seen you, in fact, everyone, all the trainers who you brought on your platform, they've been exactly the same value, the value which matches with your value. So it's very much aligned. And what keeps you rooted?
Priyanka, first, I always believe that your vibe attracts your tribe. Okay, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I do believe I have a philosophy called 3H, which I normally speak when I speak on stage. This is my personal philosophy, and it works like magic for me. If people can apply, I think it will really make a big difference. 3H, first H. No matter who you are, you have to be happy, because some people did not wake up today morning. Correct. So if you woke up today morning, if you're born in India, I think you should be very, very happy, because this is the land which has got great opportunity, great resources. So first H, no matter who you are, you have to be happy. Second H, no matter who you are, you have to be hungry to grow. You know why? As human beings, if you don't grow, you're dying. So that's my second H. First, you have to be happy. While being happy, you should always be hungry to grow. The third most H, important H, no matter who you become in life, always remain humble, because you never forget where you started from. All of us are the same, correct? We are going to be in this planet for a very small time. There is nothing you took and came in, there is nothing you're going to take and go back. If you can really impact somebody, make a difference in somebody's life, I think that's the biggest gift you can give to humanity. And all of us has have that capacity to help someone, correct? So I truly believe that you need to be happy. While being happy, always be hungry to grow, always remain humble. And I truly believe everybody who walks into my seminar have come to change their life. And if I believe, if I can inspire them, I not only inspire them, because when they go back home, they're going to inspire their family, their employees, and we create a ripple effect. And together we can definitely change this country. I truly believe India is a super country. I think it's our duty to ensure that it goes to the place where it deserves in this world. It's our duty. And I'm playing my small part. That's about it. And for me, everyone is the same. Every student who comes to my seminar is the same. As you know, I stay back and talk to every person who comes to me. Doesn't matter he's rich, he's poor, he's employed, it really doesn't matter. Because for me, he's come to learn, and it's my duty to ensure that I can do whatever it takes to inspire him to become successful. I feel it's my duty.
Very rightly said, sir. And that's how I've always seen. And trust me, your that humbleness, that connection which you build with people, that makes Success Gyan audience grow like in multiple fold. We have seen in past few months. We've seen the seminars all just getting booked. People are 2 hours early. People are coming from different states, but they just like want to be part of it. They are leaving their exams. They are leaving everything because people like us, we truly understand what the broken education system has given us and what is the real life challenge. And that's how, even to my own children, I say, you know what, you have to be learned. Instead of just having a degree, you've got to be learned. So that's I learned, in fact, that perspective you have changed, obviously, through Success Gyan. So we are very, very thankful to you. I have this beautiful book of yours, Success Recipe. and which has over 40,000 copies already sold. And whosoever has it and has ever invested time reading it, there are so many ingredients which you can actually apply in your life and which will change the mindset you're having. But what are the few ones which are your most favorite and which are like which you swear by that this is something that one can follow, to be a very good human being? Because I've seen you not only being successful in your entrepreneur journey, but being a very good family man, being a very good friend, being a very good mentor. So how you do anything is how you do everything. And I've seen that excellence in you in almost everything, every area of life. So what are the few recipes, few ingredients which you swear by and you tell me that this is what one has to have in life, like must have?
Priyanka, what I would suggest is I just want to tell people that first people need to know why they want to become successful, because it's a very very key element. Okay, and if they don't know the why, they need to go back and understand what is their why. Do they want to do it for their family, for their mother, for their wife, husband, for the children? Why do they want to become successful? Okay, and I believe everybody should strive to become successful in every area of life. Money alone will not give you happiness. Let's be very, very clear. I know people who are super rich but not very happy. They hate their life. So you need to grow in every aspect of it. There's no point having money with no health. Correct? There's no point having money with no relationship. So every area of your life, you need to start improving. This is what I tell people. Take the 7 areas of life. Very simple formula. Okay, take money, very important, take career, take health, take relationship, take spirituality, take the 7 most important areas of your life and score yourself between 1 to 10. 10 being extremely good, 1 being extremely bad. Okay, so score in every area of your life. Okay, and what you do is pick the top 3 areas where your score is very low and start working on it. And your goal every day is to improve incrementally in every area of your life. That's it, incrementally, just that one step improvement. If you can do that, your life will change, because I truly believe holistically we are designed to enjoy every area of your life, have good relationships, have great health, have lots of money and do whatever you want, have a spiritual path, whatever you call spiritual, you go by God or you have a guru, whatever, have a spiritual path. It is actually possible. So I always tell people that rate yourself in the 7 areas and do incremental steps in each of the area. For that, the first formula is you need to know your why. I'm very strong about it. You need to know your why. The second principle I also is please invest in your education, because now that you identified 7 areas which are not doing well, now how will you do it well? You go learn from somebody who's already done it. You don't need to do everything on your own. Don't reinvent your wheel. Somebody's already done it, correct? Go find, he's going to show you the formula how it can be done very easily. So invest in your education. As I told you, be ready to fail. There's no other way it can be done. Fail fast, fail forward. Third, LLL, which you told, always be a lifelong learner. Always be a lifelong learner. And last is 3H, which I told you, happy, hungry, humble. That's all. It's very simple, simple formulas which you can remember. But all these small, small things will help you to become a better version of yourself. The key, Priyanka, is to be a better version of yourself. You're not in competition with anybody. That's the key. Okay. Because the problem is, let's say you wanted to buy a Mercedes Benz. That was your goal. You fought hard and you bought the Mercedes Benz. You're happy for one day. Your neighbor buys a Jaguar and you feel your Mercedes Benz is not worth anymore. Correct? I know people are like that. That's not how you live life. Correct? You only strive to be a better version of yourself every single day. That's it. If we can do that, I think we can be very happy people. And happiness is something which you can actually give to other people. Only if you're happy, you can give happiness to others. So the key is to become happy. For that, every area of your life is very, very important. So that's my personal philosophy. And if you come to Success Gyan, we will help you in every area of your life. That's our big philosophy.
Yes, right. And you have mentors for every area of the life. I've seen, spirituality also. We have seen spirituality with business also. Now, during this COVID time, when almost everything was shut down, and there was one of the event where I've signed up for your event in Delhi, which was also obviously because we cannot have the mass gathering. It is like delayed and postponed. You still continue to inspire us through those video bites, through those video series which you had brought for all of us. And trust me, even I look up to them. And I shared it with them very, very proudly to other people, those who were finding challenge, who were finding, not finding the courage. And that's the video you got to see, and you'll find your answers. And thank you so much. You even engaged those teachers during this tough time and through online version. And that was absolutely free because you had this vision of really connecting and really, creating the change which you have as a vision for success, Gyan. So, so, so proud of you. Guys, as I told you, that this person is having an aura of sun. His humbleness, his empathy, his clarity will touch base your life in many ways. And I wasn't wrong to give an epic introduction. In fact, he didn't allow me because he being so humble. He didn't allow me to speak. I actually wrote a big intro about him since he deserves all this crushing amount of love and respect. And that's how he have been, not only I'm saying it on my behalf, but millions of people, trust me, have been impacted through Success Gyan. And the entire credit goes to this man who conceived this idea and who made it possible. When many people tried it before and failed, this man made it possible. So the best of the best trainer. We got Brian Tracy also with us. We got Harwaker. We got so many great leaders. Even Tony Robbins, UPW, now you got it in India for us at a very, very reasonable price. And we are so thankful to you, Suren sir, for this. My next question for you would be, allow me a minute. So, you've been inspiring so many people, but who had been a real life inspiration for you? Who helped you to be the kind of person you are today? Who do
Uh,
you look up to?
Priyanka, I'm a product of my teachers and mentors. So it's not one person because I've learned a lot from all of these teachers. And currently, there are two people who are playing a major influence in my life. My spiritual guru, Sri M, he's my spiritual guru. I've been following his path for many years right now. And second, a teacher called Dr. John D. Martini, who's been a major influence right now. So these are two people who are really creating a major impact in my life. Apart from that, Brian Tracy, all the teachers I've met, every person like Tony Robbins has made a part, Mahatria, I've learned a lot of things from Mahatria. So all of these teachers have played a huge part in who I've become. But currently, these two people have really made a big difference. Dr. John D. Martini and my guru, Sri M. These are two people.
So, had there been any people who have been on a personal level have been very influencing to you? Because it's like, when someone has to inspire you, obviously that person has to be more than a sun. You are yourself a sun. You have an aura like sun. So, who are the people who on a personal level inspire you,
See,
in your own family friends? Yes.
I would say that, as I told you, my first change happened after seeing Brian Tracy in March of 2006, right? I met Brian Tracy, and today, I've written a book with him. So I always tell people the story. I was a student, and Brian Tracy was a teacher. I learned from him. And then I started a company called Success Gyan. I bought Brian Tracy, did a seminar with him. Okay. Then one day I was dropping him back in the airport, and I was telling him that I'm writing a book. Would you want to know? I thought I should just tell you about the book. He said, "What is this book?" I said, "This book is about how to become a first generation millionaire." That's the book. Then he looked at me and said, "Suren, do you want to write a book together?" I said, "What? Are you telling me? Can we write a book together?" He said, "Yes." Because he said, "You are a student in my seminar, became super successful. Today you're doing seminars with me. Can we write a book together?" I said, "You're asking me is like a gift. Let's do it." That's how the book came in Success Recipe. We wrote a book together, correct? We wrote a book, thousands of copies, translated in many languages. And I told one day Brian, I brought him, like, he's come 12 to 15 times to India now. We almost bring him every year. So one of the trips I told him, Brian, life has come one full circle. I was a student. Then I did the seminar with you. Then we wrote a book together. And one day I want to train and you have to be a student. Then life comes one full circle. So I still want to believe in July 2016 in National Achievers Conference, I was doing a keynote and Brian was in the audience listening to my keynote. So the reason why I share the story is, please dream big, because no matter who's watching this, no matter how big your goal and dream is, it is possible in today's world. It is actually possible if you have focus, if you're willing to work towards it, if you're ready to invest in education towards it. No matter how big your dream, it can be accomplished in today's world. And you need to do fulfill your dream because your family needs it. Your family needs it for you to step up. The country needs it. So let's together do that. Okay. On the way through your dream, you'll find a lot of teachers and mentors ready to help. India is a land which has got so many teachers, correct? So many teachers are there. Find the teachers whom you connect with, find mentors who can guide you, handhold you, and you will go. So for me, I can't name one or two people. That's why, Priyanka, because I have so many people who have really impacted me almost in my journey. Every year I can tell you one or two people. So there's so many people. That's how big it is.
True, sir. True. Undoubtedly, there are always, you are product of all the people, all your environment rather. The five people you majority surround yourself with, you eventually end up having the habits of those people. I still remember my journey with you started. Before that, it was with Success Resorts, and Kim being my mentor, she took me there, and I still cannot forget. I feel deeply humbled by her this gesture for buying me the ticket, and which given me this, like, taste of, oh my god, there is something, because initially you find it boring, but when you come home there's some shift in you. And the same story, when you said on the stage, it kind of connected with me deeply, and I could really find out, okay, so we are actually product of our environment. So when you are trying to change, you just have to change the people and the surrounding in yourself, have with the people who are highly vibrating, and then you just like absorb those energy and shine better. So that's like so incredible. I just got so engrossed in your conversation. I'm still taking all those lessons and absorbing it as a sponge, because I know these are nugget of wisdom. Suren sir doesn't come on an interview very easily with someone, and I was very blessed that he's there with me, and I couldn't be more happier. Today has been like the best, luckiest day of my life, honestly. So tell me one thing. Now you have grown up. You have seen so many stages of your life. What advice would you give to your younger self few years before?
I would say do what you did, because what all I did got me here. So I think just do what I did. There's nothing to change. Everything has happened correctly. So I think just live life the way I lived, I guess. Because see, I lost my dad when I was 17. If I've not lost my dad, I don't think I would have become like this. See, and somebody said very inspirational. Thank you so much. So I believe, okay, this is my understanding of life, Priyanka. Sometimes in life things don't happen the way you want. Okay, it just means that nature is willing to give you something better than what you asked for. Remember, I told you that my childhood dream was to study in IIT Madras. I told you that was my childhood dream, right? But I started working from the age of 18. I never did a degree. But after I wrote the book, you know what happened? One day, IIT Madras called me to do a guest lecture for his postgraduate students. So I still remember that day. That day, I went, did a guest keynote lecture to postgraduates of IIT, and I was signing my book, and I was literally tearing up. And people are asking, what happened? Why are you so emotional? I said, my dream was to study in this institution. But I'm thinking, if I had studied in this institution, I would have been exported to US and not knowing when Donald Trump was going to send me back home. Luckily, I did not study, and I started working at the age of 18. Today, I become entrepreneur successful. So the point I'm trying to say is, sometimes things don't happen the way you want, but you need to trust in God and nature that He's got bigger plans for you. Okay, so that's how it is. So if you have that attitude where everything happening to you is for you, not against you, if you have that attitude, then life is beautiful. And you always have an attitude where every challenge is an opportunity. Always look like that, and I think life is really, really beautiful.
So true, sir. So true. In fact, this is like I have like little bit share of the same story with me. I was invited 2 years back to IIT Delhi to give a lecture, and that was in a Edu Excellence Award, which was like quite a big ceremony. And it came like I thought maybe they have put a wrong person. They have sent me the mistakenly this email. And when I went there, I had tears in my eyes before addressing the entire audience, because that had been a dream, and my whole education had been on sponsorship, through my post graduation and my graduation, and everything had been on sponsorship. So I kind of relate very well how it takes when you have dreamt some place and you are there in that place, but not on the capacity of a student, but actually empowering others. So that's even you mentioned this in NAC, and I could like just so resonate with that entire episode. You being on the stage and you being today and sharing this nugget. Thank you so much. That's how I always look up to you as a total real life inspiration, and that how you have always been. Your each word, your each action, your each philosophy in life is always adding value and always giving back to people. And I really salute you for the spirit. I know many people I have seen, you have a lot of fan following. So many people walk to you in during your seminars, and then they compliment you, they acknowledge you, the changes which you have brought. But honestly, I feel like in every education system, we should have a Suren. Please replicate your copies. We should have Suren in every education system to have this nation, to have our youth to be more empowering, to have more clarity, to not to waste those times, when you are trying to make your career. And that time they become clueless what they have to choose. And perhaps we had a real clarity based, life based education system in our system, in our society, we are very clear and we are leveraging more in our life. Yeah. Because we have always seen like 30 years, still 30 years, children, when they even come out from the education system, they're just trying to leverage onto the jobs, right? And post that, by the time they have to leverage for their family, by the time they have the broken jobs or a lot of things which are the opportunities which are missed. But an entrepreneur is someone who is also creating opportunity for himself and for others. And this is what we have always learned from Success Gyan. And special thanks to you for creating something like that big, that awesome, that too in our nation, and that too at such affordable price.
Simple, Priyanka. The logic was very simple. First of all, you don't need so many Surens because I know I inspired you. You're going to inspire many people. So we are creating a ripple effect. So you don't need more than one Suren. One is enough, more than enough. And I truly believe small and medium business owners, entrepreneurs are the DNA of this country. You know why? Because we are the people who pay taxes on time. We give a lot of employment, but we don't take money back home. So these are measures. So that's why when I started Success Gyan, I said, whom do I want to train? I want to train these people, small and medium business owners, because these are the people who drive this country. Can I give education to them so that they can become successful? That's how we actually started. So that was the major group of people we want to target, and that's how we started. And I truly believe entrepreneurs are the backbone of this country, and they have to become super successful so that this country can really grow the way we want. So everything I do is around them. That's how we actually started doing Success Gyan programs.
Couldn't agree more, and you have made it also very affordable and such a high quality education system for all of us. We are very, very proud to have someone like you. And trust me, they say the legacy are created in millions years. When we are reading your books today, I have opportunity to even meet you in person. Tomorrow, when my children will grow up, they will really see you as a legacy, and they will take it as a reference. You know what? My mom had a chance to be better because this man was there in that generation, and that's how you are creating legacy. We're so proud and so fortunate, and I call myself really blessed that I have ever encountered a chance. I've come across the path to Success, yeah, and that has shaped the life the way I am living today. And that there has been like 10x growth, and I have not been signed up with the big programs and the long programs because of the entrepreneur commitment. But the seminars itself have been so life changing that they have changed the way of the thinking. They have brought a lot of clarity. They brought a lot of value. And I really, on this platform, I would like to really say hearty, hearty, hearty thankful. I feel a lot of gratitude for you for being what you are. Awesome experience, for
Thank you,
being you.
Priyanka. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Priyanka. Simple. The thumb rule in business: always give more value than the money you collect. That's the thumb rule. If you can understand that, you will have happy customers, and your customers will become your raving fans. You don't need to market; they'll market for you. That's what we have done
Yeah.
with Success. Yeah. Always give more value than the money we collect. That's all. That's all we have done. And they become a brand ambassadors now. They go talk about us. They sell our events. We don't even know sell. As we are talking right now, today is UPW day 4. Tony Robbins event is happening. We have more than 1,000 people from India actually watching this. There's 10,000 people are watching across the world, 11,000 people, out of which more than 1,000 are from India. That's how much it has grown. This has happened
Yeah.
because people today understand the value of this education. So the
Right.
ground rule for no matter what business, and please give more value than the money you collect. Second ground rule I always tell is always honor all your promises. If you promise 10 things to your customer, always honor everything. That's all. You follow these two ground rules, have good value system, any business can become successful.
True, sir. And I've implemented this rule I took from you, and I've implemented this rule in my life. And I have all the people now in during this COVID time, when I had to really shut down my academy for a few days because we cannot have more people coming in, walking in. Now, with after 2 months of break, now I have 12 countries where I am give conducting sessions. So this is because that crushing amount of value that has built the goodwill, that has brought a lot of customers from different part of the world. And I kind of though many businesses these days are having a lot of challenge, but I'm kind of leveraging it because of the COVID. And that's because the one rule which I implemented, and that credit goes to you, that credit goes to the teachers you brought, and the credit goes to the shaping which we got. So thank you so much. That is really, really remarkable. Sir, I'll ask with the one-liners. So you have to complete the sentence, whatever comes in your mind first. It is a rapid fire thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So be someone who.
Can inspire everyone I meet.
Yes. Life is all about.
Creating and experiencing.
Very good. When I face challenge, I first.
I first get excited.
Okay. I let go fear of failure by.
I let go fear of failure by thinking that every challenge is an opportunity.
Yes, so true. And in a rapid fire, things comes like a real, true and authenticate. But anyways, also you are such an authentic personality. I've always seen you to be so authentic and so true, and honor all your story very, very gracefully. Okay, so my favorite book is any book
Okay.
which is your favorite.
You want one book?
Give me three books. I would like to have your mindset in my life, no? So I have
Okay.
to have the secret decoded.
Now, three books because it's going to go to a common crowd. Okay, I'm going to tell you Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, and third, Conversation with God by Neil Donald Walsh. Three books.
Conversation with God. Wow. Okay. All right. So, five words you define yourself as.
Inspire everyone to become a better version of themselves. I think I made it 6 words.
That's okay. That's okay. That's pretty much okay. All right. Now, when you just like get little bit, too much of work pressure, what do you do to unwind yourself, to feel comfortable? To
Two things I do normally when I see, suppose sometimes I used to do 4 5 days of training, traveling. Two things I do. I spend quality time with my wife Shiny, and I watch a lot of TV.
okay.
I do watch a
But
lot of
like,
Netflix
who
and
has the
American
time to
Pie.
watch TV?
Of course,
Okay.
I always tell people, see, everybody's got 24 hours, and people always say time is the most important commodity. I believe it is wrong. Focus is the most important commodity. In the 24 hours, what is you're focusing on? That's the most important commodity. So you can actually do everything you want to do in your life. You have all the time in the world, always. So I still enjoy my television 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day, no matter what happens. Okay. I have a long conversation with my wife if I'm staying at home, quality time we have. So that's how it is. So we always have time for the things which we really love.
Right, you're right. You know how to set priorities. Yes, of course. Okay, sir, tell me one thing. During this COVID time, when everything is almost on hold, the students these days are sitting at home and learning. What is your advice to our youth of our nation, that what is that which they have to invest? Because you have seen the bigger picture of the world. How is it going demographic wise? What are the career opportunities going to be? And how many career opportunities will eventually evaporate from our industry? Now, global level, we are talking about. Because every country is focusing to be local. Every country is trying to promote their own product, their own economy. So what is your advice to youth of our nation this time?
I
What is
want
that they have?
I want to tell the youth of the nation that they have to get excited because the world is changing, evolving, and I believe there's a huge opportunity because something called gig economy is happening. What do I mean by gig economy? No more offices will have one accountant because they believe that if there's somebody who can do one week in a day work is enough. So there will be an accountant who will be doing work for 10 offices. That's what you call gig economy. So the world is going towards gig economy, meaning if you're good at something, you will be in super demand. So please get at something which you really like doing. So I always tell this: if you know what's your passion and if you can build a profession around it, you can become super successful. So know what you like and build a profession around it. That's the beauty of life. And so you don't need to work anywhere. You can actually be good at it and you can freelance and you can really make lots of money. And everything's like, people are becoming Instagram influencers, people are becoming YouTube influencers. A whole lot of opportunities opening online. But there is no substitute to hard work, because this is something I want to tell youth. Sometimes I believe they want to do it fast. Fast has never worked before, it will never work. I have a mentor who told me this quote: you become a overnight success after 20 years of hard work. It is an overnight success, but there's 20 years of hard work behind, correct? So people always see the success, they don't see the 20 years of hard work. Every successful entrepreneur has had to go through the journey. So there's no substitute for hard work. Please look out for opportunity. Be the best at what you do. Updates your skill set, and the world is opening up so many doors. So I always say, find a mentor, find teachers you want to learn, and any field today you can make money. Any field. So find what's your passion and try to build a profession around it. That's the key. If you can do that, I think there's a world of opportunity waiting for the youth. And I truly believe when I was a student, I always tell it as a joke. When I was a student, if we have a girlfriend, we will lose out. We won't study properly. Okay, so that's why they say you have a girlfriend and that guy won't study properly. But today it's not like that. I feel the youth are very smart. They have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they study really well. So I have a lot of faith in the youth of our country, and I truly believe India is in very safe hands because our youth are very powerful. Just a notion, word of caution: hard work, there's no substitute. Don't try to do it fast. It takes its course of time. Be willing to learn, invest in your education, and remember, it's going to become a gig economy. So update your skill set. Be very good at what you're doing and try to build a profession around your passion. So that's my message to them.
Thank you, sir. That was very deep. But I also conduct a lot of sessions for universities. You know, there are top universities where I conduct sessions, be it MET or Manav Rachna or YMCA. So I have a lot of youth which are fan follower, which really look up to you. But I've seen there's one thing, there are now gaming influencer, which a lot of youth is attracted toward. So being a gaming influencer, and most of the games are also not even designed by our own nation, so they're designed by other countries, and they're just like trying to be influencer. And is there a kind of gig economy session for those those passionate gamers also to have that into their life, and that to add some value in terms of their business and in terms of their money and financial status? Is it something that they can do?
Everywhere there's opportunity. As you know, gaming is becoming very big in India, and there are a lot
Mm.
of verticals where you can actually make money in gaming itself. One is an influencer, get to the technical side of it, somebody builds community. There are hundreds of ways you can make money. So everywhere there is opportunity. All I tell people to the youth is, remember that you need to build a career. The old way of working doesn't work. I always say the old template doesn't work anymore. What's the old template? School, college, job, few years of job, get married, buy a house, buy a car. That doesn't work. It's over. That's the reality. It's over. That doesn't exist anymore. That was okay 25, 30 years before, doesn't really make anymore. Do you have to work? Yes. Until you get the skills that you want, you have to work somewhere. See, I always tell people, I am a big fan of entrepreneurship. But people ask me this question: can everybody become an entrepreneur? I don't think so. Certain people are very good employees. They're good
Yes.
employment here. They're very good employment. Okay. So not everybody can become an entrepreneur. That's the truth. Let me be very honest. But having said that, I feel most of us can become good entrepreneurs. Not everyone, but most of us. If you have that entrepreneur stick, you want to start something on your own. First, whatever thing you want to start in that field, go and work somewhere. Find a company which is doing really well and go work somewhere. Learn all the skill set. You were saying earlier in the session, saying that a lot of business fail. You know why business fail? Because most of the people who start a business spend a lot of time on the logo, spend a lot of time on the product, on the service, but they don't market. If you don't market, it won't work. One of my mentors told me this: if you want to start a business, any product or service, think that you already created the product and go market. Then you will know whether the product works or not. If people really buy the product, then you come and produce the product, or else don't do it, because you'll get feedback. So that's such a powerful lesson which I learned, right? Market before even you create, so that you know what people are saying about it. But we don't do that. We expect that we have a great product, people will come automatically. It doesn't happen. So that is why people fail. So if you want to start a business, find somebody who's successful in that business, go work there. Spend time, learn all the skill set, then start something on your own. There is no way you will not be successful. The problem is, people think restaurant business is good. With no knowledge, they go start a restaurant. How will it work? You have no idea what are the challenges there, correct? If you're working in a restaurant, you will know every challenge. Then you start something on it. That's the key thing. But I truly believe every industry, gaming, influencer, Instagram influencer, YouTube, everything is growing now. It will grow. The world is digital. You know, Success Gyan, last year we did 150 plus seminars in 13 cities. That was last year. COVID, zero. From 150, we came to zero. And we have not even done one seminar till now. This year, we can't even do. But we also learn. We also evolve. We have gone online now. In a week, we do 25 to 30 webinars right now. In the last 90 days, more than 1 lakh people have come to our webinars. Today, we are reaching more people than before. So every day morning, I thank COVID. That is why I've gone online. And we're reaching. See, now my goal is changed. My goal is to take Success Gyan to every household in the country. I can do it now because of online. So every challenge is an opportunity. If not for COVID, I would have never done this, correct? So now I've done this and it's going really good. So I say, youth, you are in the best country, 140 crore people, middle class, which is buying. No matter what a product service you create, there's going to be a market for it. Just be willing to put the hard work, willing to learn all the skills, try to build a profession around your passion, and have teachers and mentors. There is no way you will not be successful.
That was very, very, so all the students who will be watching it later also. So this is like straight from the horse mouth. I mean, this man who is saying it, he actually has gone through that entire phase and he has that capacity and with a lot of validation, he's bringing this knowledge to you and you should just like implement it. And so tell me one thing, we what are like, because there are traditional business sometime we have in our parents and where you children, you usually go into that without even understanding the perspective of those traditional business. They still get into it just to get a safeguard kind of position. What is your message to them? How is that in the same tradition business they can make changes and can really leverage it, you know
we have an opportunity to meet a lot of family run businesses where there's third generation running the business, and the fathers are still there in the business. The father is thinking some other way, the kid has learned new things, want to implement. There's a lot of friction. We have seen this time and again, and I think there's a major problem in communication because the father doesn't want to let go. He feels he's been doing this way and it is working, and the kid feels it's old school, things have changed. So there's a lot of friction which happening. So I always tell the kids, this is what I tell the kids. I ask the kids, is this what you want to do? First, if this is what you want to do, then we'll tell you how to fix it. But if this is not what you want to do, you're doing just because your parents is telling, it won't work. So it's all realization about that. And we have, like Rajiv Talreja, India's leading business coach, we have programs specially designed for people like this to come and solve the issues, because it's a matter of just communication. And end of the day, everybody wants the business to be successful, correct? I have case studies where the father and son won't even meet eye to eye, but they are in the same business. They came to a training room, learned, and today they become really close. So it can be solved. But ask the question: is that what you want to do? That's the key question.
That was very, very impactful. In fact, I personally am a big fan of Rajiv, and the way he connects, the small anecdotes, the stories, and the real life incidents, and he's quite learned from a real life. And we are very proud now he represents today to the global platform. He's someone everyone look up to, and you have set real benchmark into the training industry. So there were a lot of people earlier having calling self-proclaimed trainers and all. Now they have changed their games altogether. So you've set that entire arena of the trainings, how the benchmarking has to be, how the education benchmarking has to be. And we are so proud. I always take a lot of deep level of learning from all the teachers, all the great mentors who come to Success Gyan. And anytime I know I've invested my own, be it a digital learning mastery or be it anything, I'm going to get maximum value of what the peanut amount I've invested in. And while so also, a confession on a very greater note, the amount of money which we invest in our school, college, and the degrees, and post that, the entire courses to be on a safeguard. Even though you are a person who know how to drive a Ferrari, you still get safeguard to know how to have a bullock cart, a kind of having a license to run a bullock cart. So basically, the degrees I've always seen maybe will give you an entrance in a place, but the skill set and the attitude will take you to the different places and will explore. So what are those, skill set and attitude you swear by that one should have in his life? The attitude, which is like the most essential attitude one should have that.
So you rightly said, your schools and degrees only will get you a job. Okay. Your attitude determines your altitude. That's an old saying which always everybody's heard, right? Your attitude determines your attitude. Everybody's got attitude. The question is whether it's good or bad, which is serving you or not. All of us have an attitude, right? Now that's the question. As you rightly said, see, when I take people for a job, okay, more than the degree, I look at whether they're a team player. Are they willing to learn? Are they willing to swear by our mission and work towards it? So these are key things which I look at when I employ somebody. Okay, more than the degree. Degree is something which I don't even look. Okay, today if you really understand, companies like Google and Apple are willing to take people who have skills, even if they don't have degree. That's the truth. You can work in Google if you, even if you don't have a degree, but you have the skill set, you can work in Google now. So that's how the world is changing right now. So your skill set is very, very important. That again will also only reach you. But if you do not have an attitude to be a team player, see, it's always mission first, which means if you join an organization, it is always organization comes before everything else. Second comes your team, third comes you. That's the order. People always switch it. They always come first, then they think about the team, maybe they think about the organization. So that's where people get it wrong. So it's always the other way around. Have an attitude where you always give more value. See, I always tell my employees, very simple. If you're going to come to my organization and think that I get paid 50,000 rupees, for 50,000 rupees I'll work for so many hours, you got it wrong. That's not an employee I want. Okay, you need to come say that how is that I can add value to my organization, what is that I can do to reach the mission faster. If you think like that, you'll grow very fast. So that's the attitude people should have, how they can add value. If they can have that attitude, they will automatically go behind the skill sets to do that, and they can become very, very successful. And I believe there's no death of jobs today. There are hundreds of jobs out there. All employees are saying, can we get the right people? And the problem is there's no right people out there. You need to find people, you need to train them to become the right people. So that's the only way it works. So I take a lot of freshers in because I believe it's easy to coach freshers and take them the way you want. We recruit a lot of freshers and we really start training them and get them to come to our culture and start working the attitude. But as rightly said, I believe attitude and skills are more important than your degrees. And between skills and attitude, I believe attitude is more important than skills.
So true, sir. And basically, rightly said, only attitude turns out to be 100%. Rest, all thing even doesn't come out to be in 100% the way we have done it in the trainings. Thank you so much for your time. The kind of lessons which I learned, trust me, I prepared a questionnaire for you. But all these things just flew from the heart for you because it has given me more wisdom, more knowledge. This entire session, perhaps, if I had to have you as a CEO giving a counseling and consultation to some of the company, would have been $1 million deal, perhaps. But you've been so kind. You've extended your kindness. You've extended such wisdom, and you've shared with all of the youth, and for with me, for sure, is going to be a lifelong lessons which I have today. I've learned from you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being with us. Any final message you have for me, please share.
Priyanka, I think you're doing a fabulous job. I think you're really a lot of inspiring youth now, and I truly believe youth in this world, today's world, need guidance. And you're somebody who's really showing them the right way to become successful. And I'm very happy that you came to a Success Gyan seminar. Your life has changed, and you're changing so many people's life. So be the light for most people because people like you are needed very much in today's country. Okay, so all the very best. Keep doing what you're doing. Shine more, go inspire more people, and let's make India a really super powerful country. I think it's our duty to do that, and you're already doing that. It's a honor to be here. It's always fun, great to talk, and if you can inspire people, I think we have a great evening together. I think we did that together. So thank you so much, and it's a pleasure, honor. I would love to come back to Inspiring Talks whenever you call me next time.
Sure, sir. You will be coming for the book launch for sure because you are one of the chapter in my book, and I have been personally so influenced. And I tell your stories to a lot of students. When you will come and you will see, everyone would know you because that's how they have been, growing up and they've been hearing your stories through my mouth. And I always tell them, there is always look for the real life inspiring people, real heroes among yourself. Don't look up something who comes on a screen and who has no contribution. Look at the people who are adding value in their life and then elevating others. That's how the real life people are. And perhaps if you understand that concept, this is how you're going to grow and you're going to empower, you're going to inspire others. So that's how I always feel, one has to be. And I'm so thankful I have come across you. And as you rightly said, your vibes attract tribe. So maybe your vibes were so radiating that it attracted mini me like us, toward you. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure having you on the board
Priyanka,
today.
have a lovely evening. Pleasure talking to you. I would love to come for your book launch. Hopefully soon.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Stay blessed. Take care.